Sup, my name is Ray for the TheYugiohCouncil, and I may just bring you the greatest Tech Tuesday of all time. And on today's Tech Tuesday, I'm going to give you the greatest side deck card of all time, possibly. And it is called the Selection. What it is, I'm just going to jump straight into this shit. Pay 1,000 light points, negate the summon of a monster of the same type as a monster on the field, and destroy it. Now, many of you are wondering, well, that seems kind of bad, because what if I'm playing Shaddolls and he's playing Stellanites? I'll give you that one. But that's not the full point here. Where this really does shine, this one card is ridiculously good, is in mirror matches. Especially decks that focus on one attribute. Blackwings, Shaddolls, for the most part Shaddolls. Everything else gets super polyed up. Shaddolls, Lightsworn. I go all day with this shit. Chaos Dragons to an extent. Keyword to an extent, because if you have light and dark on the field, you get more coverage. Hell, this could be used in GBs if GBs had a light and a dark, which I believe they have the dark but not the light. So you can take out 5 attributes right there. This card is just so underused right now. It's so bad that it's so underused. Not that it's bad. Your extra deck, when you look at your extra deck and you line it out, there's probably 4 or 5 attributes right in there. Meaning that you can go against 4 or 5 decks with this one card and just shit all over each one of them. Because it'll negate the summon off. But like Blackhorn, it has rulings that can be a pain in the ass when it comes to where you can use it and where you can't use it. We'll actually go over that in a moment once I get to it on my cellular device, because my computer is rendering right now. So just keep that in mind, give me 1 second. But honestly, it's just so good because Wiretap is pretty much the only thing that can stop it currently. Wiretap for 7 tools, no one plays 7 tools. There's no solemn judgment to negate this. Okay, I'm going to read off the OCG rulings and then we'll go to the TCG rulings. If a card like Solemn Judgment or Horn of the Heaven or the Selection, which this is, negates a flip summon of a monster, then the monster is not treated as being sent from the field to the graveyard. If the flip summon of Chaos Sorcerer is negated by a card like Solemn Judgment, then it is not being treated as successfully summoned. By the method written on the text, it cannot be special summoned by an effect like Call of the Haunted. If flip summon of Fell Grand Dragon is negated like card of Solemn Judgment, then it is not being treated as sent to the graveyard. So basically, what they're saying is it'll knock off effects that will trigger. So by that logic, if you're going against Shaddolls and they have the Shaddol Falcon set or the Dragon, whatever, and they flip it, you play the selection will get rid of it, and it will not be counted as a proper flip summon, meaning that they won't get the effect off. If they don't get the effect off, you just slow them down tremendously. If you're playing something like Dark Worlds, and you have a constantly coming back Grapha, and your bad matchup is against Shaddolls, there you go. Just literally ease it that much more. It's a counter trap card, so a lot of decks will not be able to stop it. If you're playing something like Counter Fairies that play light and dark half the time, you're pretty much set to go against the Tellarknights and Shaddolls, but not against rogue things like Fire Kings. It's not the perfect side deck card against every single thing, but goddamn is it good. Now, I've been noticing a lot of people talking about Chaos Trap Hole, where you have to pay 2,000 light points to negate the summon of a light or dark monster. We'll talk about that in about 2 minutes, just to get it out of the way. But the Selection, honestly, is my favorite tech side deck card that you could possibly be running right now, because if you're going into a competition where your deck is going to be used, you're playing Shaddolls or Satella Knights or even Ying Zing and someone else is playing it, then chances are that this card will actually help you take the match. Now, it won't help you in Ying Zing as much because of the different attributes, and that flexibility of the different attributes makes it hard to actually get the negation of the summon off. But keep in mind, this works best against mirror matches. Or if you're playing Blackwings and you're going against Shaddolls, there you go. Goodbye, GG, have a nice day. No fusion for you. I believe it works against a fusion. I'm not fully sure. There wasn't anything in the card text about that, so just keep that in mind. I can always look at the rulings for you guys once the video is actually out. So, selection, great card. Cons are not against every single deck. Let's jump into the Chaos Trap hole. Every 2 weeks I like to talk about Guide to Your Side. And I think about almost 2 weeks ago was against Shadalls. I didn't mention Chaos Trap hole for good reason. It is a great medical right now for a counter trap card like the selection. But if you're not playing something that has a light or dark attribute to go against them, pardon me, and you're just stuck in this way of needing to keep it off the board, Chaos Trap Hold is a great option for that. It is, a hefty cost of paying 2,000, but it's a solid warning. But take in mind, I'm going to talk about the negatives first and I'll go into positives. Take in mind that you have Solemn Warning in your deck and you're going to be running 3 of these. That's 4 negations you can get off. You have to be able to make a big push. Meaning your deck can't really be a control deck unless you could, pump out some beaters and put in some real fucking damage to matter. Because if your light points go down to the point you're at 2,000, you're not going to be able to activate another one of these. I'm just saying, it is negative. The positive part of this is that Satellar Knights and Shadalls are huge right now and are being splashed everywhere. Now when we get to Quillahofts or Quill or wherever the hell Konami's naming them in TCG land, then this card's going to go out the window of your extra deck, not your side deck, or main deck. It's going to go flying out because it's going to be a meta shift. You're going to want to be able to deal with them. Now, what if I'm just playing in locals and I want to use this and I feel good about it? What's the pros? What are the pros? Well, the pros are that if you come across something synchro-wise like a BL that is annoying the shit out of you, or you're playing Quillahofts, then this is going to be a great option to go against stuff that's going to stop you, like BLs, because BLs is a counter to the Quillahofts as long as your opponent has a monster in hand, then it is counter to it technically. Now, if you're going against something like Blue Eyes, this also works nicely. I have to throw it out there, it also does. It works against Boojins, which are semi, they're just getting out there again. It works against the random rogue decks that are light and dark base. It does work against Chaos Dragons. It does come at a hefty cost. So you always have to keep that cost in mind. Now many of you will argue the argument, which we're going to talk on the next meta, is that life points are irrelevant as long as you can plus harder. I'll agree with you to an extent. Keyword here, to an extent. To a extent. If you can plus harder than your opponent, great. If it costs you 79999 life points, then I could probably go cowboy you for GG. And if you're not able to stop that because you plus super hard but couldn't get that breakthrough skill effect or Fiend of Shame, then it's good night. Hence, the argument still stands that it does, but it doesn't. Now, the one thing I really want to mention about this is what really makes it super duper playable is the fact that the only counter to both of these cards that I mentioned today is Wiretap. And the reason for it just being Wiretap, unless they trapped on you prior, wait, that's a mistake. I'm an idiot. Satellar Knights have their counter card, if you want to count that. If you want to count that, I'll give you that argument. They have their counter trap card that can stop it. I'll give you that much. But technically they're not on the board, so I'm not fully sure how that ruling would go. So if they're not, like, the summons negated, we're going to have to look at Solemn Warning to figure that one out. Maybe someone can answer in the comments. Because I'm half asleep from the medicine. But anyway, to me, this card is pretty good. Not something I would side deck. I would side deck the Selection, or Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, or Light Imprisoning Mirror. Something that's going to go a little bit heftier against the meta. So that's going to affect that graveyard for Shadalls, and it's going to affect the field just for Satellar Knights. I want that flexibility, that's what I'm going to be going for. There's better options than Chaos Trap Hole. I'm not calling it a bad option, I'm just saying there's better options. But, like I said, it does carry a lot of flexibility that you guys should be looking into. The Selection is a great option, and so is Chaos Trap Hole. I like them both, but I like the Selection better. So, as I said, give the Selection a chance, try it on Dead Pro, let me know how the results are, and maybe we can go theory to theory in the discussion in the comments. That's usually what we want to do. Finally, I'm going to close this video by saying congratulations to us because we have the fucking eBay store just about open. And in the next few hours, we're going to be putting up stuff for you guys to actually go and buy so you can buy shit from us, and it will constantly be stocked with things. So there will be different things every week, whatnot. As things sell, more shit will go up. It's going to be a very, 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 very big eBay store. That much I can promise you, and I just have to say thank you to each and every one of you, hence I congratulate the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. Us. Finally, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to high-five Mikey, because he actually did good yesterday. Not even gonna lie. And make sure to subscribe for more if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this kind of content, you want to see it. We come back next Tuesday with another Tech Tuesday, but tomorrow we come back with something completely different. And finally, let me know in the comments what you think about these two cards and what you want to see on Tech Tuesday, and if you want to be on Shoutout Sunday. Now, keep in mind, this weekend we have someone already lined up for Shoutout Sunday, and you'll be the week after, but it's still open to you. So anyway, from all of us at the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council, thank you again, and we'll see you tomorrow. I'm Ryu, and I'm out of here. Peace.